Hi guys, today I'm going to do a quick one-take video because I've already packed up my computer and stuff to send back to the UK, so I can't edit this. But if I could, I would, you know, because I love you guys. I want to give you a good experience. But I can't, so let's move on. Today I'm going to review a film called Chuck and Buck from the year 2000, which stars and was written by Mike White, who you may remember from School of Rock. He played the real teacher who Jack Black was replacing in that film, right? And it's a real independent film. You can tell it's really cheaply done. It's filmed on video, so really cheap. And it's got the kind of script that you would only see in an independent film because it would just never pass a focus group because there's some gay loving in there. You know, going to come straight out with it. There is some gay loving in this. Not you know, Brokeback style. You know what I mean? You don't see any bum pummeling. But yeah, it's basically a story of gay obsession between two guys. So if you're still interested in that kind of film, then listen on. I'll tell you a little bit more. So Mike White plays this guy in his late 20s who lives with his mum, and in the first scene of the film his mum dies. And he's kind of got this weird childlike demeanour. He's not kind of severely mentally ill or whatever. He's not like a Forrest Gump type character. But he's just kind of still a little 10-year-old in a 28-year-old's body. Anyway, so he invites round to the funeral one of his old friends from when he was a kid, a guy played by Chris Weitz, who he hasn't seen since he was a kid, and he just obsesses over this guy and just follows him all around the funeral. And when the guy's fiancée invites the Mike White character to come and stay with them in LA, even though the Chris Weitz character doesn't want him to really, Mike White just throws all his belongings into the car, takes $10,000 out of the bank, and just drives all the way out to LA, stays in a motel, and just stalks these two guys, Chris Weitz and his fiancée, basically for the rest of the film. Chris Weitz, if you've not heard of him, he hasn't done, well, I was going to say he hasn't done much acting, but I wouldn't know if he has. I haven't seen him in anything else, which is probably because his acting style is absolutely abysmal, and he's got a face like a melted Joey Tribbiani. But he has done, I found out today that he's done a lot of screenwriting and directing, so he co-wrote and directed About a Boy, that film with Hugh Grant, and also The Golden Compass, and that absolute corker from last year, Twilight New Moon. So this guy is really in the firmament of Hollywood legends. But, I mean, he's okay in it, he's okay. Most of the acting is kind of a little bit rubbish, which is fair enough because it's a kind of cheap film and it's full of just no-name people who, you know, obviously came cheap. But Mike White is really, really brilliant and just really likable and just quite a sad character. Like the tone of the film, it's a black comedy, but it's also kind of this melancholy thing where it's kind of sad because the guy is kind of harking back to when he was a kid and wishing he was still a kid and still had this best friend to hang around with and get down to some sweet childhood loving with. And yeah, it's just not happening anymore for him. But you should definitely watch this film. It's really, really good. I really like it. And like I said, the kind of film that just wouldn't be made. I think even it wouldn't be made for like a big budget. It's a real small budget film. And we're not seeing very many small budget films at the moment because all those sort of semi-independent, you know, studios have all closed down and whatever. So what I'm trying to say is this is a film to cherish and to really value. So anyway, I really liked it. I just found it by chance. It was on, you know, 1 in the morning once on some crappy shit channel in the UK once, and I just managed to get hold of it. So it's the kind of film that no one would have seen it in the cinema or whatever. You need to be told about this film to know about it. So I'm telling you about it, and I advise you to go and see it. And I'm giving it 4.1 Arnolds. All right, I'll see you next week when I'm back in the UK. See you guys.